Voyager 1 is the furthest human-made object that has ever existed. It's 15 billion miles from Earth, traveling at 38,000 miles per hour. And in 2024, it sent back a message that the team at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory still can't fully explain. This probe was built in 1977. It was designed to survive 5 years. That's it. 48 years later, it's still transmitting. From a distance so vast that its radio signal takes over 23 hours to reach Earth, one way. But something changed. In 2024, Voyager started sending back data that doesn't match any known model of interstellar space. And what it means, nobody at JPL wants to say out loud. Voyager 1 launched on September 5, 1977. Its original mission was a grand tour of Jupiter and Saturn. It completed that in 1980. Then NASA did something extraordinary. They extended the mission, and again, and again. In 2012, Voyager 1 became the first human object to cross the heliopause, the boundary where our sun's magnetic influence ends. It entered true interstellar space, the space between stars. For the first time in history, we had a probe sending back measurements from outside the solar bubble. And what it found there was not what anyone predicted. When Voyager crossed into interstellar space in 2012, scientists expected the plasma density to drop to almost nothing. Instead, it increased dramatically. The interstellar medium was 40 times denser than the plasma inside our solar bubble. That wasn't in any textbook. Then in late 2023, something else happened. Voyager started transmitting a stream of binary code, ones and zeros, that made no sense. For 4 months, the mission team couldn't decode a single useful piece of data. The spacecraft was alive. Its systems were responding to commands. But what it was sending back was corrupted. In April 2024, the JPL engineering team managed to isolate the problem. A single chip in Voyager's flight data system had failed. They rerouted the data path using backup code. The transmissions cleared up. But here's what the official press release didn't mention. During those 4 months of gibberish, some of the data was actually decodable. And what it showed was stranger than any glitch. Voyager's plasma wave instrument detected a low, steady hum, a continuous tone. Garnett, the physicist who designed the instrument before his death in 2022, had always wondered if interstellar space might have a background sound, a pressure wave from the movement of plasma itself. Voyager had just detected it, and the frequency didn't match any of his predictions. Ed Stone was Voyager's project scientist for 50 years. Until his death in 2024, he gave hundreds of interviews about the mission. But there's one pattern across his final public statements that's worth noticing. Every time a reporter asked about anomalies in the data, whether Voyager had seen anything unexpected out there, he gave the same answer. The data is still being analyzed, sometimes for years. Linda Spilker, who took over the mission in 2022, has been slightly more open. In a 2024 Caltech lecture, she admitted that interstellar space is more complex than our models predicted, and that some of Voyager's readings will take decades to understand. She also mentioned something most outlets ignored, that Voyager had detected what she called transient compression events, sudden brief spikes in plasma density, lasting minutes, then vanishing. Nobody has been able to explain what's causing them. Stamatios Krimigis, who designed Voyager's low-energy charged particle detector, went even further in a private interview recorded in 2023. He said that the interstellar medium near Voyager shows structure, patterns that repeat, and that this should not be possible in a purely random environment. Patterns suggest something is organizing the space out there. We just don't know what. There are 3 theories trying to explain what Voyager has actually detected. The first is the mainstream one. the interstellar medium is more turbulent than we thought. Density variations, plasma hums, and transient spikes are all natural phenomena. We just haven't had a probe out there long enough to observe them before. This is the safe answer, and it's probably partially right. The second theory is darker. Some researchers believe Voyager has entered a region of the galaxy with unusual properties. A dust cloud, a magnetic bubble from a distant supernova, or even the edge of what's called the local interstellar cloud. If true, Earth itself will pass through this same region in the coming centuries. And the implications for our atmosphere and for cosmic radiation reaching the surface would be significant. The third theory is the one scientists don't write papers about, that Voyager has detected something deliberate, that the compression events, the hum, the patterns in the interstellar medium are not natural, that there's infrastructure out there, or traffic, or a signal we weren't supposed to find. Nobody at JPL would ever say this on the record, but the data, some argue, is easier to explain this way than any other. The problem is that Voyager is dying, slowly. Its nuclear power source, a plutonium-238 generator, has been decaying since 1977. Every year, its output drops by about 4 watts. By 2025, all non-essential instruments had been shut down. Only the most basic measurements are being transmitted. The spacecraft's heaters are already failing. Voyager is freezing from the outside in. Mission scientists estimate final signal loss somewhere between 2028 and 2031. After that, Voyager will keep traveling, silently, for billions of years, without ever reporting back again. And there's something else nobody likes to talk about. In early 2026, the Deep Space Network antenna that receives Voyager's signal detected brief gaps in transmission, small moments, seconds at a time, where the signal just stops, then resumes. Engineers blame it on degraded hardware, but the gaps don't match any of Voyager's known failure patterns, as if something occasionally is in the way. Here's what matters. When Voyager finally falls silent, it will still be the longest reach of human civilization. It carries the golden record, 116 images, 55 languages, music from Bach to Chuck Berry, all meant for any intelligence that finds it. Carl Sagan helped design it. He believed we owed something to the universe, a message, proof that we existed. We might be about to learn whether anyone was ever listening. Because if Voyager's final transmissions really are showing us something organized out there, something responding to its presence, then the golden record may already have been received. And the hum Voyager detected, the bumps in the plasma, may have been the reply. The next 5 years are the most important in Voyager's mission. Every data packet that comes back now could be its last. The team at JPL is analyzing every signal, looking for the one anomaly that finally explains the rest. If you want to be there when they find it, subscribe. And if you thought Voyager was strange, wait until you see what's been waiting inside Jupiter's Great Red Spot. The video link is right on your screen.